This episode is brought to you by SRB Field Rests, Buck Nasty Deer Lure, and ScentBlender. Smell the blend.
Folks, welcome to another episode of Timber Talk. I am your host, your buddy, your pal, old Polly. I got the man in the shades, old Chris Highline.
Back again.
And then I got Mike, Pizza Mike. And then on phone, we have one of the Timber Talk guys. We got Zach Meyer on there on the phone. Hello. All right. So on today's episode, what we're going to talk about today is we're going to do a repeat on the city park.
More of a part two than a repeat.
A part
It's
two.
a sequel.
A sequel. We're doing a sequel.
They loved it so much, they wanted it again, so we're bringing it back to you guys.
Oh, they loved it. They loved
us.
Oh, God.
They loved me.
home.
Take it on home.
They loved
Take
me,
it on.
for sure.
Oh, they love you?
Oh, they did.
Do you?
Yeah, I think they called me
Loving a strong
they
enough
called me
word.
what,
I was adored.
They called me what, snowflake or whatever, right?
Snowflake. They called you Snowflake.
Yeah, I know. I can't remember what they called you. I can't. They had a name for everybody.
I don't know, but I guarantee if we were sitting in a dark place, they wouldn't say that to me. But, hey, I love everybody. I love everyone.
Appreciate the comments, everybody.
We're peaceful.
I appreciate the comments.
We do.
Everybody's got an opinion.
We do.
That's a thank you.
Everyone has an opinion. So what we're going to talk about, part two.
Part
Deuce.
two.
We're doing the
Because
Deuce.
we have new updated news on the topic.
Update. Now, before we put our video out, and it was a little bit late, and everybody's like, "Well, that was already past due," and all this stuff. Well, there's an update, so we want to show our viewers, our fans out there, like what's going on. So we're going to talk about this Oglebay deer hunt. All right, so it's a city park.
The Culling.
Calling. They call it a calling. It's
Yes.
a calling.
It's Culling.
It's calling. One man. One. Anyways, so they're doing this calling, and everybody's up in an uproar. We've been hearing about this thing for about a month and a half. All right, so
I'm tired of hearing about it.
there's positive things, there's negative things. They want to bring in all these hunters, just kind of give a little update of what the hell's going on. So they want to bring in these hunters, send them in secluded areas away from the park, sort of away from the park, and start managing the deer. Okay, they want to start managing the deer. Now the problem is people are all pissed off because they think they're pets. They've been feeding these deer. These deer have been like their friends. They're little Bambi's always been there for them. So we're going to talk more about it because we got so much.
Well, we got big updates on the status of everything is what it is.
Oh, we got so much stuff. Everybody was sending us comments.
They were not happy.
There was positives.
There were some positives.
And there was some negatives.
There's a lot of
Snowflake.
negatives.
All right, Snowflake. All right, Big Baloo. You know what I'm saying there, Pizza Mike? Oh, I'm serious. They said some shit.
They were not happy.
They called me Baloo?
They called you Baloo. They called you
That's a
Baloo.
great character, though. I don't care.
That is. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to let the boys take off. And you know what? Since Zach is the newest one to the Timber Talk, I'm going to let him start giving an opinion. Now, here's the other thing. I had a comment about this. How come you guys, the host wasn't so prepared and all this other stuff?
Yeah, Paul.
Yeah, I
What's your
wasn't
problem?
prepared. I didn't type up everything. Well, here's the bottom line with that. This is an open talk, like a bunch of guys, hunters and friends talking about a situation or something that's going on. That's how we talk about things here at Timber Talk. We don't write things down. Okay, we don't sit there and like try to plan the whole show. That's like stupid.
We wing it.
We wing it.
Just say we wing it.
We bullshit.
Yeah.
We're bullshitting.
Right.
So let's hit up Mike, or not Mike, Zach. Let's hit up Zach and see what his opinion is on this whole thing, because he didn't have a chance to say anything at first.
Okay, I thought you were going to come out with the news first and then have make his opinion on it.
Okay, you want the news first?
Hey, we got to be organized here, Paul.
We gotta be
Organization.
right on there.
They're going to comment.
You too.
They're going to comment.
Now,
Okay.
organized looks like this.
All right.
They're going to organize.
Focus. What are we looking at, Mike? What was the result of this whole cord thing? What
Who
happened?
won the bet?
Who won?
The judge threw it out.
Oh,
Dun,
what?
dun, dun.
Right out of the park. Gone.
Really?
Gonzo.
Now, who said I think it's going to go through? This guy.
Yeah,
This guy.
I didn't
No,
review the
no,
tape.
no,
I
I
had
will-
little faith. I'll admit it. I did not think it was going through. I
It
was
went through.
pleasantly surprised.
The judge said, "Hey,
I said it'd be 50.
they can do it.
Yeah.
They can." Yes, you did say 50-50. I understand that, but the judge said, "Hey, we're going to go through with this. This is the evidence was there. Blah
it
blah blah. Everything was cool. So now we're going to bring Zach in. He is one of the Timberbucks crew. We have like 7 of us, so we're all like." Everybody has an opinion, but Zach kind of had more of an opinion than most of us. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to let Zach take over.
What, are you saying
this.
he was organized?
No,
No, I am not.
All right.
Probably hammered at most of the
Hammered?
time.
I was,
Yeah.
I was
Okay.
pretty well off that night.
All right. So Zach, go ahead. Let it rip. Let me hear your opinion.
All right. Well, since the judge threw it out, that pretty much figured that was going to happen.
Yeah.
But well, like I said, when Paul and I talked the other night, said opinions are like assholes. Everybody's got one. So
Right.
You're gonna get plenty of them. So that's just a fact, Jack. So what I said about it was basically starting off with the first thing I went through was Oglebay's a private park.
Mm-hmm.
So they have a board. They have a board of trustees, which when they did all the oil and gas stuff, I remember reading all that stuff because nobody wanted any of that stuff on the property. Well, they had lawyers on the board. They got doctors. They got everything else on the board, and they came up with a way to take care of it, and they made it happen. There's nothing actually on the property.
Right.
So, like I said, everything went through the board. Well, this is a private park, and this Culling, I don't know for a fact. Unprepared, I guess, whatever you want to say.
Mhm.
But I'm sure at some point in time this went through the board for
Mhm.
them to figure out what the best position was, and I'm sure everybody had to vote on it.
Right.
And I would, it'd be nice to know to make sure that that's what happened. But that's my opinion. That's what I'm guessing, and that's where I think a lot of people are getting mixed up there, where they think their opinion matters on something that it's not their property. It's private.
It's a cancel culture thing. You
Doesn't-
know what I
doesn't
mean?
really doesn't really matter what they say.
It's
Yeah,
more of
it
a
doesn't
PETA
matter.
thing
So
than
they know they got their feelings hurt.
Mhm. Their butt hurt.
So, but as for the deer situation, that place is loaded, man. That place is absolutely loaded. I think if they actually are able to take out, I think they wanted to remove 100 deer.
Right.
If they are actually able, which I don't think I don't think they're going to come that close, not in 3 days.
No.
Take out 100 deer, nobody will know the difference.
No.
Zero. Nobody will know difference because there's so many there. That place is insane. Always has been ever since we were all kids. It's never changed.
I got a question for you on this, Paul.
Yeah.
I was thinking about it because
right.
the thing, as he mentioned, they're trying to get 100 deer in 3 days.
Right.
Did we ever figure out how many permits or how many hunters were allowed to do this thing?
How many?
Yeah, how many were given permission to come in and do it? Did
I
they ever
believe
say how many?
they're doing what the paper said was
a
they're
lottery.
doing 30 hunters per day.
30 hunters per day, and they want 100 deer in a weekend?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it ended up being like 9.
Dream.
Yeah. Yeah.
They can
so,
dream.
So
It
the
ain't gonna
bottom line
happen.
is
It ain't going to happen.
the first deer has to be a doe, and the second deer's got to be a buck. So that's two deer per hunter, right? Average,
But
right?
you're assuming that the hunters will be the deer because, again, all those other rules we talked about in part 1, which if you haven't watched that, go watch that.
Yeah.
I'm not going to reiterate the whole thing for you.
Right.
You go
Right.
watch it.
Yeah.
But basically,
out.
check it out and comment. In part 1, basically, try to condense it, was they had restrictions of you couldn't. I don't know. You could be in a deer blind. You couldn't be on the ground. You had to be up in a tree stand.
Up in the tree
You had to
stand.
bring your own tree stand. You had to set up your own
Right.
tree stand.
Right.
That's a lot of activity. And deer, whether they're quote unquote, as people want to claim, tame or not, are still going to be difficult to hunt in that scenario.
That is true.
So
True.
you got to factor that in if they're wanting to get 100 deer in 3 days. I don't see it happening.
It's also where they're placing these folks in the property too.
Yeah.
We're talking about dense areas, and I guess there's a adjoining farm that's near it, and I guess Oglebay owns too, that these deer, the deer that people are thinking about, and I said this in the part one, the deer that people are thinking about are the ones that are up by the lodge, the ones that are by the zoo, all this stuff. We're talking about a wild animal that's down in the holler right now.
Yeah.
All right.
They're running multiple properties. Not just Oglebay.
They're not just running like you're not going to go to the par 4 and like there's
boundaries.
They're running across Peters Run, Post Run,
exactly.
88, GC&P. They're going all over the place.
It's not going to be.
And it's insane that people. Well, once again, going back, the people are uneducated. They have no idea what they're talking about because they have no idea about this stuff. They don't. They're not hunters. They're just weekend, I don't know, joggers or whatever the hell.
Warriors.
Keyboard warriors, whatever. Subi drivers, whatever the hell we call them. So, but I mean, like, if you think about this, they're not going to be able to get 100 deer.
No,
they're not.
No,
they're not.
Not in 1 weekend.
In the whole state of West Virginia in 3 days in the gun season, no one gets 100. No,
they're not going to be able to do it. And here's the other thing, which you kind of brought this up again, part one. You need to watch it. Is there's rumors, and again, even some of our comments actually on our part one, which you need to go watch, is protesters.
Click the link above or below.
Yeah, it'll be in the description below on YouTube somewhere. There for your YouTubers. But is protesters. And protesters, I never put anything past people being
stupid.
They're
talking about doing a protest.
And they may go there. They could bring, car horns or try to do whatever they can.
Banging pans.
Try to do anything they can to scare the deer. And,
It might work.
It could work.
It might work.
And again, will they do that? Are they going to put enough time and effort in it? And let me just tell you something.
They will.
They won't. And I'll tell you why.
Okay.
There's this, I don't know if you guys ever heard of Jordan Peterson.
Okay.
But he's basically, he gets a lot of angry, people from the left or that kind of people are always
very,
angry
very
at him.
angry.
Very angry at him. And what he said is like, how I stopped having them show up and protest me? I just hosted at 10 in the morning. That's all I did. He said, I just have it 8 in the morning instead of in the afternoon. And they can't get up out of bed. All these hunts, by the way, they're going to be up in there like 5 in the morning. So
5 in the morning. Yeah. These people can't even get a job.
They're not going to show up.
They don't even work.
Mr. Cartoons.
Yeah.
You're going to wake up at 5 in the morning? Good. Yeah, right.
Yeah, right. You go to bed at like 2 a.m. because you're playing Xbox.
You'll have like 1 or 2 people show up, and it ain't going to be enough to be another.
Well, here's the thing. We talked about this attorney. All right. We talked about this attorney. I'm telling you right now, she was just looking to benefit herself. I've said this 100 times on every segment. She's doing it for the better of the community. That's what she was doing.
Well, she is political. Remember we mentioned that, we think she's got some politics. Well, after that, I did a little bit of research, and she is in politics.
Was she in
Ohio County? I think it was. Now, don't hold me to this, but I think it was like a delegate or something of that nature.
Oh, no shit!
Local county thing.
No
so she
shit.
has already run for it, and I don't think
lost.
She won. But she lost.
Probably.
But she's already run for stuff before in Wheeling. So this isn't some. Just fly by night, all of a sudden she shows up. No, she's been after this for a while. So this gets her big political points.
Here's
for
the thing that she needs to work on, right, Zach? Here's something that Zach brought up. Zach made a good comment the other night. Zach, you want to hit up on that one?
Let's hear that one.
Hey, I mean, if you want, that's fine.
Let's hit it.
I was telling Paul the other night, I said, you could tell she's going to run for something. That's what she's doing. She's lining herself up.
Mm-hmm.
This isn't the first thing that she stuck her nose into, and it won't be the last. But, if she really wants to do some good for the community, how about you go downtown and start figuring out a way to fix this homeless program?
Exactly.
Somewhere to get them off the streets so you don't got to keep looking at them, keep having them stealing people's shit, having going into Lowe's and running out.
Burning up bridges that we can't use anymore.
Witness with my own 2 eyes them doing this stuff. I mean, everybody knows, but ain't a whole lot going on about it. They tried shutting the city down there the other day about getting rid of these camps and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a
Yeah,
big
I
thing.
mean, they
You want to work on something that's actually worth the shit.
right people, humans.
Yeah.
Let's work on There's
You know
food
how many of
shelter.
those, you know how many of those people these deer could feed
Oh, I know.
all winter long?
God.
That was my whole point.
Yeah,
And feed
The
them
last
too.
episode, part 1, you need to watch it.
I mean,
Yeah.
I know you guys know we've had Hunters Helping the Hungry for a long time in this state. It's a great, awesome program.
Yep.
But
right.
we don't have a butcher. I think it's our closest butcher for Hunters Helping the Hungry is Fairmont, West Virginia.
That's right.
For us,
Really?
for us in District 1.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Yes.
That's the closest butcher.
I wonder if
for
we can
Hunters
talk to our
HHH.
boys about trying to maybe find someone in the local
They've
area.
been working on it. They
are
said
working
they're
on
going
that?
to work on it. We'll see how that arises. I mean, it's like the food pantries. I've heard churches say that they can't even supply enough food for the homeless and stuff. And nowadays,
Well-
and I'm not trying to get political here, you know what I mean?
Well,
but
we're getting local political.
it's
like-
getting bad. And here's someone like fighting for animals that we eat. You know what I mean? It's like it's all for the political game. We talked about vet that lived next door.
Yeah, the vet. I couldn't believe. I couldn't
Oh,
believe
my
that
God.
one.
Get
I
out
couldn't
of
wrap my head around that one where he would just make a comment like
Just-
that.
here. Come on, you know.
You know.
Yeah, what do you think, Zach? What's your other opinion?
Oh, that was no surprise. I mean,
Oh,
he's right there. He's right
yeah.
there, straight across the road from him. They probably eat out of his yard right there anyway. So
Oh, he probably feeds them. I
But,
bet any
I mean-
money.
Well, he would know that'd be illegal, though, Paul.
I
He
put
could never
this
do
on
something like that.
I put this on WTRS thing. This was another thing I had going was I love putting stuff on WTRS because
Right.
I just like to copy and
Just
paste.
for those
and, man,
watching,
that
that's a
just burns my
local
blood.
news channel in
Local
Wheeling,
news
West
channel.
Virginia.
Yes.
That's
Yeah.
kind of fill
Yeah.
in the national audience
Yes.
there.
Yeah. They
copy
suck.
paste.
Anyways, yeah.
So what they so they had all this stuff on their page and that, and everybody's commenting and stuff. But what I was looking at was, you guys know as well as I do that if you get caught by DNR with a raccoon pet, a deer pet,
Mm-hmm.
any kind of wild animal in West Virginia as a pet, what do they do with them? They euthanize them.
Yeah.
They euthanize them.
Using that.
That's a fact, Jack.
Mm-hmm.
So, what is the difference between these deer at Oglebay coming up and eating out of your hand, and people putting necklaces on them and orange
Mhm.
coats on them, and all kinds of stuff like that? How is that any different? What if DNR came in and just took the whole lot of them out?
Yeah.
You think shit would hit the fan then?
Oh no, they wouldn't say nothing because of
They wanted
DNR.
to go, if they wanted to go the legal route about it.
Right.
Plus, so far they said the DNR hasn't even said anything about it anyway.
And that's a good point too, because I heard
That is a good point.
there was rumors that somebody spray painted a deer that put pet on it. I don't know if they're trying
the
to
side
spell
of it.
PETA. We don't know. we don't know.
Got most of the way there. Somebody
Yeah.
scared him. Oop.
Yeah. Oh shit. Anyways, spray painted a deer. I don't know if it's true. We don't have the final
we can't
facts.
confirm or deny the
But
spray painted deer for
if-
those watching.
If they spray painted a
Listening.
deer, let's just say they did, right? They defecated a deer, right? What? I mean, isn't that like, that's terrible?
Well,
To spray paint a
one,
deer.
it's
I mean,
it's
To me, that goes to cruelty of animals.
There you
I
go.
know, right?
It's
once
it's-
again.
one is animal abuse, and two, I can already hear their point. They're like, well, if we're able to walk up and spray paint a deer,
that would be the first one I shoot. If I saw something that said pet, I'd shoot it.
well, the whole
I
point
would.
is like,
If I was over there
if they were
doing
able
it.
to get up on a deer and do that, then that's how tame they are. That's going to be their argument.
Oh,
But my
okay.
counter,
Okay.
my counter argument to that is, what about polar bears? And you go, well, what about them? There is
Yeah.
literally a video that I saw on the old Joe Rogan show
Yeah.
where it showed a polar
Roll
bear.
that footage.
I will
Yeah.
have it up there.
And throw that.
You'll see a polar bear with it spray painted on the side. I can't even remember what they spray painted, some kind of number or something on the polar bear.
Yeah.
And the bear itself is, like they said, they basically killed that bear because when they spray painted a polar bears have to use their white fur to hunt, obviously. They use it to blend in, to camo themselves in when they, when they hunt. So when they spray painted that bear, they killed that bear.
It just gave it up.
Yeah, it's not going to be able to hunt. It's not going to be able to eat. It's done for. And, people just are, all they care about is an agenda, and they don't think big picture. and this is why they come at me, and they can call me all they want. It doesn't change the fact that your agenda and pushing it, there's nothing wrong with having an opinion. Even if you disagree with me, that's fine. You can have that said opinion. But when you start trying to interrupt, not through the legal way, just by trying to, because one, by the way, when they have permission to hunt these deer, I'm pretty sure of a law, which we'll come back to Paul here in a minute with that. But there is a law that prohibits you from interrupting a hunt.
Yes.
You cannot interrupt a hunt by law. So, if, by the way, these protesters, you better think about that too. If you show up to the park, which I don't think you even get out of bed for, but if you somehow did, and you interrupt that hunt, you can be arrested for that. So you better think about that. Now, somebody will be, I want to get arrested. Yeah, well, enjoy your time in jail on that note. But I just can't remember the actual law. But I know there is a law that prohibits interrupting a hunt.
The revenue.
Yeah. So, what do you think about that, Mike? Are you kind of cut you off there? You were about to say something, and I cut you off.
No, I agree with you though. It's one of, like I like going for small game, squirrel, whatnot.
Right.
And when it comes to buck season, firearm season, I can't go out with my 22 and try to take any of that small game because people are out there, and that's you got to be respectful. You know what I mean? These people work hard all year. This is their time to go out and do it, and just because I want a rabbit, I'll just stay away from it and just wait my turn. But I'm not going to interrupt their hunt.
But
It's just the
because it's
first 3
illegal.
days.
yes.
But what they're, like I said, what we're talking about is protesters coming with like car horns and crazy stuff to try to interrupt the hunt, and that is illegal.
It's not going to happen.
Walking
probably
through the woods
won't.
where the-
I don't
where
hope
the
it
people are
doesn't.
gonna be at on purpose.
Hmm?
Yeah, there's a law. I think in all 50 states, pretty much, there's laws against that.
Right.
Yeah.
And what that does is it safeguards the landowner.
Yeah.
Which I hope
This
DNR
is-
is aware.
This just happens to be a private park. I mean, it
Well,
still applies.
yes, it is a private park, but let's look
So
at it on our side. If someone came over and we were feeding these deer, which we do, we manage these deer and we feed these deer and we hunt these deer. Imagine somebody coming on your property. You know what I mean? And then protesting saying you can't shoot these deer. Now, honestly, the state owns the deer. They own the deer. We don't own the deer. We pay to hunt. Let's just face the facts. We don't own the deer. The state owns the deer.
You don't dare to kill a king's deer.
No. Well, somewhat king's deer. I don't know where
I didn't know.
Robin Hood men in tights. Anyhow, never mind.
Okay.
You lost me on that one, my friend.
Men in Tight. I don't know.
I think he's referencing
It's
the
a
movie.
funny movie.
It is.
I think I know the movie he's talking about, but I'm trying to think of the reference.
So we talked about the lawyer, but here's the bottom line: you don't hear it anymore on news. You don't hear it on radio.
They lost.
You don't hear it on news. You know why?
They lost.
Because they lost.
They lost.
They're done. It's not a story anymore, right? But these stupid protesters in their civvies are going to run out there and stand in there and get arrested for trespassing.
If they can get out of bed.
I doubt they will.
I doubt they're
Well,
going to wake up at
if-
5 in the morning.
If they don't, Paul, they're just going to smash one running across the road going down 88 anyway.
That's right. I talked to so many people. Now, I hear positive, I hear negative stuff. A lot of people are like, yeah, they need to do something with the deer, and that seems logical if people are going to eat the deer. And I get that. Most
they're not
most
going to
people get it. Yeah, exactly. Most people get that idea. Okay, someone's going to eat the deer. Someone's going to, fulfill from this deer. But you always have those ones that say, well, these deer have been here for years. They've been here and they're a part of Oglebay and they're a part of our souls.
Tradition.
Yeah, it's tradition. But as soon as that deer hits your beamer, let's see how fast that changes. You know what I'm saying? Because then you got to pay the deductibles and everything else. You know what I mean? But some of them don't
It
care.
wasn't the deer's fault. I should have been more careful.
I should have been more careful for that deer. I should have.
Like I said, their whole argument with this lawsuit.
It's
and-
horseshit.
Well, yeah, and that's why I got thrown out. But their whole argument was that they were personally getting damaged by this happening. Isn't that right? They were personally taking like a financial damage, or I don't even know how you would explain it.
some injury.
Some kind of personal
Injury claims.
injury claim of that nature to try to justify this lawsuit.
It was literally a hurt feelings report.
Yeah. That's pretty
Basically,
much what it
butt
was.
hurt in
Literally.
safe terms. I'd say,
Tell us where the hunters touched you.
hold the little stuffed ear.
I'll tell you
Show
what.
us where it hurts.
I'll tell you what. Thank goodness for the judge throwing it out, because I promise if it was probably like in California or
Oh
something,
God, it wouldn't even
we wouldn't even be here.
I mean, that's the thing. I mean, that's the thing. Here's the thing. People around here they have their own lives. Everybody has their own lives, no matter if you're north, south, east, west, wherever you're from. They live in their own little bubble, and they want everybody else to follow suit. And then when that doesn't happen, they get pissed off. Yep. And then they're like, we're going to fight you. We're going to do all this. It goes, everything's political. Everything's political. Have you noticed, like, sports? It's TV.
Well,
everything.
Another episode we talked about this. Keep politics out.
Keep politics the hell out of hunting. Once again. But I hope this turns that attorney like far south. I hope she just shuts the hell up.
I promise you.
No, I hope she just refocuses her interest into something that actually
positive
would do this city good.
Right, exactly.
The city does need help, but needs help in other ways, not worrying about what the deer are doing.
Right.
So,
frankly, my opinion on that is very simple. If she already has this mindset, I don't want her trying to do anything for this town or city. I want her just to go off into the sunset and go enjoy all your money for being a lawyer.
Yeah.
And don't continue.
But she calls herself a hunter.
She does.
She calls herself a hunter.
She does.
And I'm like, every hunter knows.
Every hunter would know
every
that.
true hunter. We got 7 guys on Timberbucks, right? 7 guys. And all those guys, you ask anyone, everyone on there, what about management? It's important. It's important to every property. Every property. Yeah.
Of course it is. Because, and again, part 1, want to watch it. We showed a video of what that disease can do.
CWD.
CWD. And I mean, it's not a joke, folks. And
could you imagine how bad that place would smell?
Oh. Could you imagine a deer running down to the pond, drinking it, and then exploding?
Oh.
They'd all be laying around it.
Yeah,
a 5-year-old kid watching it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Hey, little Johnny, let's go to Oglebay Park today. Oh, here's a deer exploding.
Yeah. Look, Mommy, that deer just collapsed.
Collapsed and twitching and
fell over.
I want to pet it. No.
Don't touch it.
Feed the deer. And that's another thing. She said, I think in the whole argument, she wanted Oglebay to be more stricter on the feeding. And I'm like,
we agree on that.
I'm like, we all agree on that.
Yeah, as much as they can.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
as much. But you're still going to have Subi drivers pulling up there saying, come here, baby.
Yeah.
I mean, come here, baby. Let me give you a Cheeto or something.
Here's some bread.
Yeah, here's some bread. Here's a whole loaf of bread. Eat it up.
Yeah, because they eat a lot of bread in nature.
Mark my words. It's going to change because they're going to do this every year. And there's always going to be some asshole. Maybe, you know what? After all this shit, I think the whole town's just tired of hearing about it, honestly. Because I'm sick of hearing it. I am. I'm tired of hearing about it. Like, I get all these people that send these texts and they go, well, that's already been taken care of. No shit, Sherlock. I know.
Now,
but
speaking of this deer culling, it was coming up this weekend right? What is it, November?
What was the dates?
I think it
3rd
was
through the 6th, I think it was.
3rd through the
was
6th.
it?
3rd to the 5th.
Yeah.
It'll be coming up this weekend.
Awesome.
But
Yeah.
here's the thing, which again, let's really hope people don't try to feed the deer this weekend because it's supposed to be the rock. Yeah. They'll come up and get gored by a buck.
But I'll tell you this. I'm going to say this openly. If you kill a deer on Oglebay, post it on our page. I want to see your buck. I want to see your buck. I want to see your doe. You know what I mean? Just the thing is, it's all against stuff that, once again, I've said this 100 times. Nobody is educated. They have no idea. They just want to fight the cause. They just want to fight for people. They're fighting for freaking animals.
Fight the power.
Fight the power against the man. Oglebay is the man, apparently. Oglebay's been so good for this community.
A park that.
And just, Jesus Christ. I like to ask the golfers, the ones that go out there and they try to hit, and then the deer stand there and they got to wait for it to move. You know
damn well they take some swings at them.
Oh, they're
well,
pissed.
It's better than Florida. In Florida, they got like an alligator to worry about just chilling on the golf.
I think we got to deal with the alligator.
I wouldn't want to be going anywhere around that alligator.
You stole his hand. You stole his hand.
Nope, don't want none of that.
You took Chubbs. You took Chubbs' hand. You're the one. I'll kill you. And what happened?
Remember the alligator that got your hand?
Yeah.
He's only got one eye.
The one. I got him, Chubbs. Anyways, well, Grizzly Adams did have a beard. Anyways, listen. So what else you got on us, Zach? What else you want to talk about on this?
I don't know. I can't wait to see the numbers come out from this weekend. I think a lot of those guys. I'm glad that they did do a doe first for the hunt.
Mm-hmm.
That is excellent. But like you said, I bet those guys, they go in, they get their doe, and they're out by 7 a.m. So that's nobody's gonna have to worry about the first day.
Right.
Then I would say a lot of your guys that go for the buck, I bet some of them get skunked.
Yeah.
I bet you they wait too long. Wanting to get one of them Oglebay monsters and wind up with nothing.
Well, so they got to get a doe first.
That's where I think a lot of their numbers are going to fall.
Well, you're right. They'd have to get a doe first. And I could definitely see that happening. Everything's just going to be like shooting fish in a barrel. I don't think so.
I don't think
it's going to be as easy as everyone thinks it's going to be.
I don't.
I think the doe will be.
The doe maybe, yeah. But the buck's definitely not.
Them bucks are going to be chasing them does like crazy this week.
And they got a lot to choose from. So
yeah,
like I said, the only disappointment I have with this is, which again, what I said in part 1, you need to watch it, is they're not going to donate any of the deer meat to the homeless. And the thing is, they could have worked with the state a little bit better on that front. Because again, we have a homeless problem in this city. We all know it.
Yeah.
But we have a soup kitchen that could definitely take the meat.
Oh,
absolutely.
Yeah, they could.
Soup kitchens right now.
Absolutely.
But to your point, they don't have a butchering area, which hopefully they resolve that. And maybe
I looked the other day, and I'm pretty sure on the website, Fairmont's closest one.
Right. Yeah. And all we can do is hope. And maybe we'll try.
We'll work. We always try to work.
We'll try to work with farmers in Hungary. And,
we are part of farmers and hunters.
Hunters and all that. We will try to maybe kind of push that along. We can't promise anything, but we'll definitely try to help.
Yeah,
because it's
well, soup kitchens right now. Even here's one side without talking about deer hunting. The soup kitchens right now, the pantries, they're all going low. They can't get, the food they need. They can't. And it's so hard for them to even get the abundance of food they need just to help people. Because nowadays, think about what's going on nowadays.
Right.
Nowadays, just insane. Exactly. It's hard to make $1 stretch. You know what I mean?
Exactly. We're dealing with inflation. We're dealing with a bunch of, national issues on top of just local issues.
Yep.
And it's become a mess. And hopefully, like I said, maybe you're right. Maybe they will, maybe Teresa, maybe she will focus her attention on more important matters in the city. But
maybe again,
in my opinion, is if this was her mentality towards this, what can that mean for more important things down the road?
It's just this city and other cities surrounding areas. We're talking about because we were raised here. We know how this place is. There's ups, there's downs. You know what I mean? But I just feel that there's more important things to focus on than animals and leave the hunters alone. Because the way I look at it, if they start attacking the hunters, who else are they going to attack? You know what I mean?
This is just the tip of the iceberg. Basically, they thought they were going to win on this. That they were going to jump on
Yeah,
this
it was
hill
all
and they were going to
bullshit.
win. And then they had all the public pressure. Then he thought Oglebay would fold. And to Oglebay's credit, they said, no, we're not going to fold. We're going to stick to our guns. And they won. And
But
that's great.
like at last episode,
Yep.
ching ching.
That's part one. You need to watch
So
it.
I threw that part one.
It's part one. You need to watch it.
Part one. So like last episode we talked about, they tried every efforts to cut down, figure out a solution, to cut down this deer population. And the only way is hunting.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
We talked in part one. We talked about relocation and everything else, and it all doesn't work.
It's not going to work. But on some side, I see people coming here thinking they're going to get this big record buck.
Well,
Which is not saying it won't happen.
it's possible.
It's not likely.
It's not likely, but anything's possible in hunting.
Come on. I mean, those kind of people, I'm not going to do the hunt. I refuse to do the hunt because I have my own bucks that I've been watching for years, and I've been managing, and I've been letting them grow. And for me to hunt, for us to hunt,
Right.
But I mean, I guess it's good. I'd just like to see them take just does only, or at least bring in like handicap accessibility hunters. Bring those folks
There's a
in.
thought.
The veterans.
Yeah, veterans, stuff like that.
Well, we talked about the whole, letting disabled people do it, but then again with the rules, they stopped it.
Yeah, what's your take on that, Zach? You think they ought to do that, or what's your idea?
The disabled part, that would be a phenomenal place to be able to set stuff up
Yeah.
and have disabled people come in
Mhm.
and be able to shoot a crossbow. Now that West Virginia's allowed to, which they
Mhm.
could anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Disabled could get a permit all the time anyway, but
Mm-hmm.
I don't think there's a better place to do it, honestly. That place would be phenomenal for it because
It'd
their
be perfect.
chances of actually walking away with deer is almost 100%.
Yeah, exactly. And then
Right.
people that don't have a chance, or youth hunt, or take that first day just youth, and then take another day for veterans, and then take another day for disabled folks. That's what we need. Not
Those folks get to participate
yeah,
and balances out.
it will.
Does their part.
And then let's say another thing they should do next year. Let's say next year they should get like crop damage permits, and then they should bring in disabled, and then they should take 1 out of 2 does go to feeding the hungry. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Something like that.
There's definitely plans they can put in place, but I think this year they just wanted to solve the deer
Let's
population.
find out what happens.
I'm curious what the numbers
Yeah.
will be, because if you don't
Numbers
get your
will be
numbers, the next year they may do it again.
They may.
And I hope they get great numbers.
I hope they do. I hope they
they do.
clear them out.
I really do.
I do, because it needs to.
Not only
Because
for the ecosystem, but for the safety of things.
yeah,
Well,
exactly.
That's my point. Is I'm
Pizza
glad.
Mike.
That's my point. Is I'm glad the deer aren't going to suffer, because that was my whole issue. Part one, you should watch it. Is that they're not going to suffer now? They're not going to have to go and suffer through a winter or being starved to death and all
Right.
that.
Right.
You thin them down, you're gonna see more trophy bucks. You're gonna see
Mm-hmm.
way more does that are just looking better and having twins instead of
Mhm.
singles, and they can keep up with the milk supply and stuff like that.
Exactly.
And they're not fighting each other for acorns on the ground or anything like
Mhm.
that.
Exactly.
They got to get thinned down.
They
Overall
have
se-
to.
Overall health. Go
It-
right up.
You got to. This is common sense, y'all. I mean, if you got an abundance of something, you got to cut them down. Like locusts, there's too many locusts. What's going to happen?
Right.
So, I mean, I think what Oglebay's doing, God bless them for fighting a good fight, continuing doing what they're doing, and just say, you know what? You want to protest? Piss off. That's my opinion. You know what? In my opinion, I hope the hunters that are going out there and hunt, I hope they get their limit. I hope they do.
Hope to get a good limit, good clean shots this weekend.
Clean
boys.
shots.
Clean shots.
Clean shots.
We want clean shots.
Obey the
Yes.
rules there.
And
you
send
know?
us some steaks if you want to.
Don't.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do not ruin.
Don't screw this
Don't,
shit up.
Please, for the love of goodness, don't ruin it.
Don't gut your deer there. Follow the rules they give you. Don't this up.
The future of this is in your hands.
Good clean shots, because if you want this again, I swear, that's one thing
they
that
will
I
burn.
wouldn't put past channel 7 WTRF or 9.
Any
either
of them.
They can sit there with a camera and wait if someone has a bad shot, and they'll be like,
Right.
"Oh, look at this image of the bad shot and this deer suffering."
Yeah,
They
there's
will
an arrow
pounce
sticking
on
out of
that.
its head.
Right.
You know,
So make sure, all you folks out there
but
in the Ohio Valley,
I got to throw the butt in.
the
They do have experienced bow hunters that pass through there. I talked about this in last episode.
part 1, you need to watch that.
We're just like, hey,
make sure you watch that.
do it, where you see Pizza Mike.
Yeah.
And, but no, I hope follow the rules, guys. Follow the rules. We can do this year after year after year. People can benefit. Maybe Oglebay will have like different, better ideas, better things, and that all takes away from what the community wants. And I understand you people. And I'm not trying to say you people. I'm trying to say folks that, disagree with this, say, oh, they're just creatures and they're tamed and we shouldn't kill them. We should kill them all, or at least some, to manage the herd.
The whole tame thing.
Yeah.
If someone's saying that, and I guarantee, and I know some of these folks are not the super green vegan eaters,
Mm-hmm.
you can't complain then.
Let
Let me ask you this: are cows tame? They graze.
No.
I mean, and we sit there and eat burgers and steaks every day, and I love it.
But here's the thing.
But that's my point, though.
They're so
Those
worried.
people that complain, you see what I'm saying? Those people that complain on that,
Right.
they're the same people that go eat a cow.
Well,
Come on now.
here's the thing I look at on that part too. If you're so worried about animals, let's think about the dogs and the cats that are euthanized every day in animal shelters. No one, I mean some, but not a lot of people protest. Nobody tries to help. They're the same ones. If you want a pet, go get a goddamn dog or go get a cat from a shelter.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Because they're euthanized every freaking day. Am I wrong, Zach? Am I wrong? Tell me.
Hey, that's the rules are rules.
Yeah, that's right. Eat them all. Shoot them, eat them.
He's talking about deer,
Oh,
not the dog.
no.
I don't think
Not
you
the
need a dog.
That sounded messed up. Wait a minute.
I had to clarify
Claire,
that because they're going to say
Claire,
Timber Talk
yeah,
says
yeah.
eat cats and dogs.
No.
No.
Son of a bitch.
I cleared it up there. There we go.
I was so close.
That's
I was so
He
close.
was making a point. I'm like,
I
whoa.
was so close.
Whoa.
And then, we're going to get that one person that goes, that host just screwed all that shit up. Yeah.
My
They-
bad.
and all these negative comments, let me tell you guys, keep them up.
Yep.
I'm going to say, keep them up. Let me hear some more, Snowflake. Let me hear some more shit. I want to hear some more shit.
You should have printed some of them out and called them out.
I should have called them out, but I'm trying to be nice. But I know damn well after this episode, they're gonna hear themselves. I know one Snowflake thinks he's a hunter. Ooh, I know he thinks he's a hunter, but he only kills spikes. Baby deer. Us here at Timberbucks, we know how to kill real deer. But never mind that. But I mean, I hope you guys kind of get to just everything. It's part 2. We kind of wanted to touch base on this.
We had to clean up where we stopped.
Yeah,
because there was those changes with the lawsuit that we didn't know when we first recorded. We were
as soon as we recorded it, we were like, shit.
Yeah, it's like came out the next day.
Very next day.
It's like, guess what?
It's like
you won.
They're won. We're like, oh great, shit.
They better follow that up. And get some.
Sear.
It's a
Asterisk.
there.
You guys posted it Sunday and it went in front of the judge on Monday.
I know. That up. We screwed everything up, man.
Or was it so awesome that they had no other choice But to do it the next day,
That's
because
what
of
it
they
is.
had
us.
to close it.
That's what
Because
it is.
of us.
Because of us in
It's
our
because of
video,
us.
they said, you know what? We're going to have to stick with
We're
this.
going to stop you right now. Timberbucks says so.
If Timberbucks production says it, and it's on Timber
did
Talk,
it.
and you have to do it.
Yeah, and then we sobered up, and then we realized it wasn't us. It wasn't us.
No.
They just looked at that lawyer and went, "You're an idiot."
Yeah.
All right,
So I
close,
just said,
clean.
that's enough of that.
Yeah, case closed.
Boom.
But
I
you
also
know,
like to think that the judges up there is like, okay, this case is out. Oh, and by the way, ScentBlender.
ScentBlender, SRB, yeah. Look at this. These guys are like selling whores. That's all they do. That's all they do. Zach, man, anything else you want to kind of hit up on this?
No, I'm getting pretty pumped, man. That weather started changing today.
I know.
They're starting already.
Oh, they're getting ready for the
I
rut.
think
coming.
I think we're going to be a couple of days ahead of our normal.
You think?
Yeah,
What's your
I really
prediction? All right, let's hear a prediction on the rut. Are we going to be on time? We going to be early? We going to be late? What's your
Well, I mean,
what's your
depends on what you would call on time. Everybody's got their own opinion. We said this before. So I like to usually say for me personally, my birthday is November 9th. I think that's usually peak rut.
No. I got to disagree with you.
You think it's later?
I'm going to
Oh,
say
here it goes.
the 13th through the 15th. That's what I'm going to say.
Hold on,
Second week.
let me start drawing up the brackets. What's the bet? How much
It's-
money?
third week.
What are you throwing in?
I ain't
I don't
throwing
know.
in
Are we
anything on
throwing
this
in
'cause I
case
don't
of
know. I'm
beer
not the
on this
expert
one?
Case
on
of
this
beer.
Case of
I don't
beer.
even drink.
Well, I'll get you a Sprite.
See, I like
Right.
Sugar-free?
I like that second week. That's 7 through
Sugar-free.
14, man.
Yeah, that's what I'm
That's 7
talking
through-
about.
That's 7 through 14. You just said 13 through 20, whatever.
No, I'm with you. I just wanted you to know.
Flip-flopping all over
You
the
know,
place
I'm
here.
just flip flopping right now.
All right.
No. It's 13th
Yeah,
through
I'm
the 15th.
excited, man. We got some big ones running around out here where I'm at, and I mean, it's been a lot of years of letting a lot of deer go out here, and my boys are getting older, and this is getting fun. It's getting
Yeah.
exciting.
Well,
Yeah, we're all getting pumped.
I've sent you some of the pictures. You know,
I
what I'm talking
know.
about.
I
It's
was
getting
like,
fun.
Yeah, we're
you know what I mean? I was like,
what was
yes. It was like, I'll tell you what, when I see these cam, pics and stuff, trail pics, it's like porn to me. I don't know.
wow.
It is.
All I can say is I'm hoping this year goes a little bit better than it had for pretty much everyone last
Oh
year.
my God.
If we had the vampire deer crap
Damn
again,
deer.
the
Damn
vamp deer,
Damn
where
deer.
they only come out at night because of weather, I'm gonna lose my shit.
I don't know. What do you think, Mike? What you think it's going to be this week? You think it's next week? What's you shooting for?
I'd say second week in November.
Second week.
Yep.
Yeah, 7 through 14. I'm
Yep.
telling you, Paul.
Oh, okay. We'll see.
it was
We're going
because
to
the-
come
the-
back on this.
So looking at the
It was
weather
too warm-
forecast,
it
it's
was
starting to
too
drop
warm last
now,
year.
Yeah.
but
Last-
it's just
last
not
year was
quite
too
there yet.
warm.
But I showed you what I showed you.
you did, but
I think it's gonna be this weekend.
I gotta win that case of Sprite.
Mike's going to back. Oh,
I think it's gonna come in early.
Mike's going against me.
Yeah.
what?
I think it's coming
It's
in early.
Pizza Micah is going against.
I think
What do
it's-
you think?
I think it's coming in early. I think it's going to be this weekend. And the reason
You think
why
it's-
is
Mhm.
because it's supposed to get on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
Tonight.
Starting 25 degrees every
Yeah.
night for
Yeah.
how many nights in a row? I think
I
that's
don't
going
know,
to affect
guys.
them
I don't know.
quite a bit.
I don't know. Then
Well,
it goes back up in the 50s and 60s, though.
Yeah. Ooh, good
I didn't know
shot.
that
Good
one.
shot.
I didn't
Good
hear
shot.
about that one. Eh?
But here's the thing.
Pizza Mike got me.
The rut goes on. The rut goes on like 2, 3,
Right.
4 weeks
Yeah, it's
on
not
and
like a
on.
one-day
So
thing.
I mean, let's say when it starts. So you're saying the second week, Mike? You're saying first week
This weekend coming. What's
this weekend.
This weekend.
Zach saying second week.
Second week. 7
Second
through
week.
14.
Okay, case of beer or Sprite coming up. It's going to happen. We're going to go back, because we're going to have Timber Talk. We're going to have Zach back. I promise you. We're going to
Well,
have
we all
the
just
Zach
bring beer
back.
and pizza, and just doesn't matter.
Well, Mike will bring the pizza.
I will?
Pizza Mike will have pizza.
Exactly.
You know, I
Yeah.
still got to pay for that.
No, you don't.
I was gonna say, that ain't a good deal.
You get leftovers. Don't worry about it.
It's not what
Here,
it looks
fine.
like. It doesn't even show.
Paul just lost it on camera. Look at him. He can't even breathe.
I was thinking.
Take a drink there, buddy. Oh my goodness, he lost it. He lost it. We got him now. But
I was thinking something when he said that. But
Oh,
never
my
mind.
goodness.
It doesn't matter. I was having a cough fit.
yeah. But anyway,
Consider
But
that
anyways,
victory.
I mean, guys, thanks for joining us. We really appreciate y'all. And all them negative comments, bring them.
yeah. Comment.
Bring them all.
I am
we
an
wanna
attention
hear.
whore. Give it to me.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be. Hold on, everyone. It doesn't have to be just a negative comment. It can be a positive comment if you support what we're talking about here. Not everything has to be negative. Now, of course, if you have your opinion and you want to tell us all about it, go ahead. But either way, it's 100% fine.
It is 100% fine.
So
We want to hear
All
all
the
the
way.
negative, the good. I want
Good,
to hear
bad,
your
and the
smart
ugly.
ass comments. I want to hear your little snowflake comments.
But impress me. Say something you haven't said before and something
Yeah.
nobody else has said before.
Or-
Yeah.
Exactly. That's from Pizza
be
Mike.
original.
Yes.
Per
Be
Pizza Mike.
original.
I think it was Mr. Miyagi that said that. I don't know.
Really?
That'd
Which
be
you are
original.
allowed to say in this country still for a little while.
Yeah, for right now.
Yeah.
For right now. But we don't want to get in politics. Folks, that's
Oh, we
all the
did.
time we have for tonight. I hope you guys shoot us a comment, text, whatever, email.
Mm-hmm.
You can hit us up wherever this podcast is broadcast. You got to
Yes.
check us out. Check us out at Timber Talk. That's what we love to do. We love to talk about things.
Yep.
We are not script. We sure as hell ain't professionals. No, by far.
Sorry to burst your
No.
I
bubble.
try to
Sorry.
be, but it's just not natural.
It's just not. It's not.
I think I
But
have 3 words on my paper.
There you go.
and you spelled them right. Look, you spelled them right.
Oh, stop.
I'm so proud of
Quit.
you. Oh, okay.
Aw.
All right. But that's all the time we have for tonight. And guys, check us out wherever this podcast is broadcast. Check us out on YouTube. Check us out on Facebook. Wherever this
we are, come
podcast is
find us.
broadcast. I've said this 100 times.
Yeah,
Send
quit saying it.
comments.
Comment.
Positive, negative.
Hit that share.
Hit
like,
that share.
subscribe.
Hit that like. Hit that thumbs.
Help.
Hit the
Remember,
bell.
Thumbs
Facebook
down if you
your
don't.
pets.
Thumbs down. We don't. Is there a
Interaction
thumbs
is
down?
key.
There is.
There
I
is
thought they
a
got
thumbs
rid of the
down.
thumbs down.
Did they get rid of it?
I'm pretty
Did
sure
they?
they did on.
Them commie bastards.
I don't even think.
Son of
I don't
a-
even think they let you. But you may be able to do it, but you
Really?
can't even see the reaction. Like it won't show you on
Really?
the videos anymore because people are getting their feelings hurt and they didn't want to do
Oh,
it.
Jesus. Hey, also check us out on Timberbucks Production. That's where you're going to see us hunt. You're going to see all these good old boys. We got 7 of us all out there. I ain't going to name them all because, I remember them all. But
Gonna give it a crack?
Trust us, they're out there.
They're out there.
They're out there.
No, they're out there. Check us out on YouTube. Check us out on Facebook.
yeah.
God bless you all. I'm Paul.
I'm Chris.
I'm a Pizza Mike.
And I'm Zach.
God bless you. We'll see you again.